Hello, we're back again to approach Act 2 of this Ironclad run. In the last video, we made pretty short work of the Waterfall Giant. We're going for a more defensive build here, where we are going to use our body slams as our main damage engine, and hopefully we can just stack defense as much as we can. Now, we might have to pivot out of that depending on the rare cards we find in our card reward from our Act 1. So we got our 75 gold. Let's see our rares. Whew. Barricade is pretty much exactly what we wanted. So I will be taking that, but Dark Embrace, when a card is exhausted, draw one card. We don't have any exhaust really. I don't think it would be that good. Conflagration is deal 8 damage to all enemies, deal 2 additional damage for each other attack you've played this turn. It's very similar to Stomp in the sense that it's an AoE attack that's dependent on you playing other attacks in the same turn. And therefore, if Barricade wasn't here, this is probably worth taking in my opinion, but Barricade is here, so we're going to take that. It's a bit of a no-brainer to me. And getting it upgraded is somewhat important since we really don't have much energy, and we need to get this upgraded as well. We do have Armaments Plus, which obviously upgrades our whole entire hand. So if we can get some card draw and then we can use this, we can get a really nice upgrade most likely on pretty much all of our cards. So that would be nice. I'm definitely in this next act looking for ways to stack defense quickly. So we want our big blocking cards, and we definitely want card draw so we can utilize our Armaments Plus. I'm pretty optimistic about this. Okay, well, let's look at the paths first before we look at the rewards. So we have 240 gold, so that's probably good for an early and then a later shop. We have a later shop here, and we have 2 early shops, so taking one of these routes would probably be smart. We do have meat on bone, so we're okay with taking some damage, and I think we're pretty strong, so I'm not opposed to fighting a lot of elites. But I might skip this one just because I would like to get our 3 easy pool combats out of the way. And if we took this path and went up through here to this shop, we would be fighting 4 elites, and we're strong but not that strong. So I'm probably going to do a path like this. Hopefully we can remove some more strikes from our deck, or maybe we'll find something else. The elites here are probably okay for us. So the bee dude, sorry, I'm really bad with the names of the actual, I'm bad with names of cards and also enemies. I'm very much a visual person. So I see the card art and I know exactly what it does. I just don't acknowledge the name at all. So I'm trying to get better with that, and I'll definitely make an effort, but that's just kind of how I am. Yeah, let's see what we get here out of our Act 2 relic. Huh, interesting. See 15 cards from the Necrobinder, choose any number of them to add to your deck. That could be really interesting, actually. So if we could get souls, that would be really nice. There's some good energy generation on the Necrobinder. The Osti cards fall a bit flat for us, given that we're trying to block, so we don't want to give resources to using summon. So I think that would make this a very interesting run. So I have my eye on that for sure. At the start of each combat, add 1 luminescence to your hand. That gives us 2 energy. Solid. Upgraded, it gives 3. Can't complain. It's very good. Replace burning blood with black blood. Now that is excellent. Generally speaking, it's going to allow us to take more fights in general, but also it's kind of anti-synergistic with meat on the bone because you're probably going to be healing too much to get below this half health threshold unless you really aim for it. So you know what, let's make this really interesting and go for the Necrobinder cards. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have quite a few cards to look at here. So let's start. Whenever you play an ethereal card, gain 4 block. We don't have any ethereal cards currently in our deck, but that's okay. It's a pretty good card if we're planning on taking other ethereals, which there aren't many in Ironclad's kit, but there might actually, is there any ethereal cards here? No, there aren't, so we can pretty much mark off Spirit of Ash. Reaper form. Whenever attacks deal damage, they also apply that much doom. Now, I think this is a really good take in general. With that being said, we already have a high cost power that we want to play, and I don't think that will actually be played very often for us unless we take a lot of damage in that turn. Let's look at the other cards as well, but I'm not too keen on this right now. Devour Life. When you play a soul, summon one. So, doesn't it does help us not lose block, which is good. Um, I'm not too keen on it though. Banshee's Cry, we don't have any ethereal cards here, so it's literally dead weight. Misery, deals 7 damage, apply any debuffs on the enemies to all other enemies. It's a 0 cost attack, so first of all, that is good with our Stomp. And it's just damage, right? And upgraded, it's retains and it deals 2 extra. So I always like retain. I think retain is very good. And it applies the vulnerable that we're likely going to apply to people to everyone. And I think it's all right to take. Yeah, I'm not upset with this. Cool. Delay. I quite like this. You just gain a flat block and then you get energy in the next turn. I think it's really good. Good energy generation, decent block. Well, better than 2 standard blocks and upgrade. It gives 2 energy and then 2 more block. This is high. We have a lot of cards we want to upgrade right now, but I do like taking delay here. Death Store. If you apply Doom this turn, gain block 2, gain block 2 additional times. Now, okay, this theoretically could be a decent block engine because you can keep stacking it, and regardless of that, it's just a flat 8 block, and upgraded it's, well, not a huge upgrade, but 9 block. I think I would take this no matter what, and that also makes me want to take this because this does apply Doom. So there's going to be a great synergy between these two where I want to play them as much as possible. Okay, so we've also got Capture Spirit. Um, Obviously, a very good card. It just gives you a lot of souls, and it just does 4 health damage to them through block and everything else. This will help a lot with card draw. We're going to be looking to play this a lot. So we're definitely going to take this. Countdown. So this will make us apply Doom every single turn. Um, that synergizes well with the Death Store. So let's take it. Death's March. I don't think we have enough card draw to justify it. We do have Capture Spirit, which gives us some, but I'm not too hot on that because I think that just makes our deck a bit less organized because we already have our damage engine that we want with our body slams. And actually, that makes me not want to take this misery, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, I just don't think we need it. In fact, I don't really want to build around this stomp anymore. I think we can just start transitioning away from the getting our damage through this. And we already have flat damage through Hemo and our Headbutt and our Iron Wave. So I'm cool with not taking that. We don't have much energy generation. We have Delay now and Wisp. So let's take this as well. It's just exhausts and gives us an energy. Upgraded, it retains. So it's pretty low on our upgrade list, but it is a nice upgrade because I value retain very highly. But I think that these are probably what we would want to take. Um, Oddly enough, we're not taking any of the rares. It doesn't they don't really do too much for us. Um, with that being said, I almost want to take Reaper Form now because Reaper Form goes really well with Death's Door because each time we attack, it applies that much doom, and then that doom applies to blocking. Um, so actually, though, it won't really. I don't really see the need for it. I still just don't think we would end up playing it very much because we don't have the energy to support it. So, and upgrading it doesn't lower the energy cost; it just gives it retain. Yeah, I'm cool with just taking these. I think this is a pretty huge upgrade to our deck. And I think this makes the run way more interesting than it would have before. So we have a lot of Necro cards now, and I think this is going to be interesting. I've never had anything like this before, so this is uncharted territory for me. And I think it'll be interesting for a video. Okay, so of course we want to get the 12 block at minimum here, but can we even do that? We have, hmm. First of all, I'm okay with getting below 34 health. I'm okay with taking some damage. We might want to just take him out, and that could bring us down into the 33 health threshold because we'll take 12 and then we can take a bit more. I don't think we need to, so let's... Okay, if we applied vulnerable and then casted this, that would do 8 plus 30, so that wouldn't kill. It would kill this, though. Let's go with this, I think. Cool. And we have a lot of blocks, so we shouldn't have a problem getting this off. And this will stun him for the next turn. Should be a pretty easy combat now. So let's just do this and body slam. So at this point, I actually think we have a really good shot at winning. I think that we do just need... okay, we're going to take some damage here. We just need card draw and energy gen, which I guess that kind of goes in general, but I like the setup that we have. I think we have some good long-term uh, block generation and a decent damage engine to go with it, so I'm completely cool with that. We don't need any damage cards of this nature. We want to get damage out of using our block, and so I don't see the point in taking either of these. Drums of Battle, draw 2 cards. At the start of your turn, exhaust the top card of your draw pile. It's a 0 cost and it draws 2. Do we have a lot of cards that we're okay with being exhausted? Probably not. Um, Obviously, these are pretty okay to be exhausted, but we also just need certain cards to not get exhausted. For example, if Barricade somehow got exhausted by that, that would suck. If Countdown got exhausted, that would suck. I think it's too risky. I don't know. I don't think we need it. Okay, our event. Oh, we got a relic. Okay. Won't complain. All right. So we have Grapple, which is really nice. Whenever you game block this turn, deal 5 damage to the enemy. That's really good. I also want to take both of these and remove a strike. I think that's probably our best bet, and we can afford it, right? We can, of course, yes. Okay, so let's now aim to remove our last strike at the shop up here. We should be able to get to 125 gold. We just need 60 more. I don't feel the need to take either of these. We already have an Armaments Plus, and we already have enough block, and this is another upgraded card that we would need to... I would only really feel comfortable taking it if I could upgrade it because it exhausts a random card. Uh, there's too many cards in our deck that we really don't want to exhaust, right? So let's just not. I'm okay with not doing that. Okay, this shouldn't be terrible. We have weakness already, so they won't be doing any damage. Obviously, we want to take out this one first because it's buffing itself. We're going to get our energy for next turn, and we can deal 9 to it now. Okay, we can apply 7 Doom to all of them. I can't see how that wouldn't be useful. But first we want to play Armaments. Do this. And... okay. I think they all just kind of die. But I don't feel the need to use Hemo because it does 2 damage to us and, well, the 20 damage isn't being utilized. It's only going to do 9 because of their hard to kill. You're probably not going to see me using Barricade too much in these hallways, but it will see use, just not in the hallway fights. Okay, so we've got a kill here. Okay, we didn't take any damage at all. Shrug it off. We definitely want card draw, and we will not complain about more block, so that's always nice. I think I will take that next elite fight. Hopefully it doesn't hurt too much. Okay, so we need to either take a power or a random 0 cost card. Let's see here. Let's see our 0 cost cards that we can get. Bloodletting, wouldn't be upset. Anger, don't want it. Don't want this, don't want this. I would take a battle trance for sure. This is a multiplayer card. Rage, I would definitely take. Drums of Battle, Pax End, we wouldn't even be able to play it. Brand is really good, although we don't really care for strength too much. I wouldn't be upset because you can selectively exhaust cards with it, and strength wouldn't be a downside for sure. Offering's really good, and Primal Force is okay. I wouldn't want it, but I wouldn't think it would like ruin the run if we got it. So I actually like the 0 cost pool here somewhat. Let's look at the powers. Well, this is in both of them. We don't want this. Whenever this doesn't do anything for us. Inferno, don't really need it. Inflame, we don't need. Juggling, we don't need. Rupture, we don't really care for. Vicious, we don't care for. Stampede, we don't care too much for. Stone Armor, I don't think it's a good card in general. I don't think the 4 plating does too much. Aggression, I mean, it's okay. Crimson Mantle's nice. Cruelty wouldn't do too much for us. It's a multiplayer card. Dark Embrace doesn't do anything. Hellraiser doesn't really do anything. We can get another Barricade, that wouldn't do anything. Juggernaut would be alright. Pyre would be good. I'm probably just taking the 0 cost. I think there's a low chance of us getting a power that we really want. Hopefully this is nice. Well, that's probably the one we wanted least, but it'll do. I'm just hoping it doesn't really screw us here. Okay, so thankfully the weaken is applied right away from Red Mask because that is generally speaking a pretty rough hit at the start. I'm gonna take some damage here, which isn't too big of a deal. Would I rather apply Doom or deal damage? I'd be cool with applying 7 Doom because I don't want to get the dazed from attacking, so it's probably effectively doing the same thing if he ends up dying to Doom. And we have Barricade down, so that's really nice. Let's see here. We have Death's Door, and I wish we had Countdown last turn. That'd be really nice. So let's see. We could block for... We would block for 18 using this. I don't think we'll get to play Countdown, but actually I'm okay with us playing it and taking a little bit more damage just because we'll probably get to play our that card in the future, our Death's Door, and then it'll be worth it. Okay, so here we're gonna get 15 block, and he's not attacking, so this gives us the most block out of anything, and it gives us 2 energy next turn. So we also get a nice body slam off. I'm fine with this. Okay, so he's dealing a lot of damage, but we also have our 3 thorns, which will probably do a lot to him. Oh wait, we should probably play our grapple first. I should have done that earlier. That's my mistake. I'm going to slow down a bit. Our body slam is going to do 38, and this is going to do 10. Okay, I think this fight's pretty well over now. Let's put our let's put Death's Door on top because we're definitely going to be applying Doom due to our countdown. And we'll play this, 38 damage. See that? Body Slam's a really nice engine here. And he's dead now. Yeah, cool. Ice Cream. Wow, okay, that's really good with Happy Flower, and it's really good with T-Set. Because we don't always have enough draw to play all of our cards, and now we can be more mindful about our energy. We also have an energy potion, which will carry over. Ice Cream is an exceptional relic, obviously. A Pummel Strike. An upgraded Pummel Strike at that. I almost do want to take that over an Iron Wave, even though Iron Wave is obviously extremely strong for us. It's just we don't have too much card draw. Capture Spirit does give card draw, especially in longer fights, but not right away. And so this gives us more of like a turn 1 type card draw. And we don't hate another damage card. It's probably not super ideal, but now that we have some more energy related things, I'm okay with taking a bit more draw. So let's take it. Okay, so there's a few interesting routes we can take here. I definitely want to take the campfire. However, here puts us into a route where we're going to have to fight 2 elites back to back without healing. We might want to end up just going up here to heal, depending on how low we get, because we do have meat on the bone. I think that the centipede's a really rough combat for us because we don't really have too much AoE damage. We do have Stomp and we have negative pulse, so I think we'd be able to deal with it, but that does a lot of damage to us. Like, we don't have that much maximum health. We don't want to miss this shop, though. Let's see how we're feeling after this. Or actually, yeah, let's see how we're feeling after this elite fight here, because it would be silly to make that decision now, but we do have options. And so, upgrade. There's a lot of cards that would probably want an upgrade right now. Part of the reason why I took that Pummel Strike, by the way, is because it was already upgraded. If it wasn't, I would not have taken it, because I think striking and then just drawing 1 card is not too excellent, but drawing 2 is obviously very strong. Making Barricade cost 1 less is huge because we don't have that much energy generation. If we somehow had delay and then the following turn we had Barricade, it'd be fine, or like a Wisp on the same turn, then yeah, but 3 energy is just a lot to play right now. Body Slam Plus is also something big. It saves us energy. I think a lot of our upgrades here are going to be energy based, but Negative Pulse is also an exceptional upgrade because you get that much more doom to everybody. It's very strong. Capture Spirit's also really good. It gives you another soul, and we don't really care about the enemy losing health, but just 1 more soul is just really good. I'm gonna take Barricade just because I think it's gonna be more important specifically against elites, and the rest of our combats, in theory, could all be elites or could be 1 elite and 1 normal, but I think I like the cost decrease on Barricade more than I do on the Body Slam right now. Whenever you have no cards in your hand, during your turn, draw a card. I mean, it's obviously it's one of the best relics in the game. But with Ice Cream, it's a bit anti-synergistic just because I probably won't have leftover energy with this now. But I guess in some circumstances I will. Okay, which elite are we getting? We have the Centipede. This was the one I was most scared of. We do have an energy buff here, and we also have 5 energy, so yeah, this could be a good opening turn. I don't know if we need to play our potions. We definitely don't need the energy potion, at least right now. So let's just draw our cards out, see what we get. Okay, so they're dealing 11 plus 8, so they're dealing 19. So we don't need too much to block all of it. We don't really need to play delay, however, we might have power cards such as Barricade that would benefit from us doing it, and we also have Ice Cream where it carries over, so we might as well play it, really, since we're going to be blocking anyways. I think generally I want to keep the damage spread out here because I'll probably end up dying to Doom regardless. I probably didn't need to play that strike at the end there because I probably would have preferred the energy to just carry over. We didn't really get what we wanted. Actually, it's a really bad draw. We're going to take a lot of damage here. I want to play the colorless card because we might be in really bad shape without it. Put every rare card from your draw pile into your hand. Let's see our draw pile here. We only have Barricade Plus. That would not save us from taking damage in this turn. And we don't really have the energy to spend on it. Finesse might be the only way because we don't even have a block in our hand, and we want immediate relief from this pretty awful turn. So, I mean, we got something. We got another attack, so we can at least play Stomp probably. Hmm. Let's see here. Let's see if we can pull something off. And then we can gain 2 energy, play this, and Stomp here. And we killed one, and we're actually not going to take too much damage. In fact, it might put us into meat on bone range. Not quite, but that's okay. Barricade, thankfully, will help us. We definitely want to play Negative Pulse. Let's draw the 2 cards and see what we get. That will exhaust the top card of our draw pile each turn. This is probably a good idea since our block will carry over now. We lost a soul. That's okay. And actually, that power is less bad if we're going to be putting a lot of souls in our deck. So that's all right. Okay, they're all pretty low. Let's see what we can do here. I think there might be a way to kill them all. So Negative Pulse will make this die. It will also let this die if I do any more damage to it, which I do have a Body Slam. We'll have enough block then to use Body Slam and kill, I think. If I do it like this, I hit him and then I do that. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, cool. And it's also going to put us in meat on bone range. Yeah, that went really well. Okay, cool. Good potion. Draw 2 cards, gain an energy. One of the better potions, I think. Don't want this. I don't want any of these. In theory, maybe with juggling, I could get another um, Body Slam Plus, which in like those long fights can really nuke someone. But I don't know if I want to add many more cards to this deck because it's pretty complete in my opinion. Other than just getting more of a block engine, I'm cool with just skipping here. I don't think anything really adds to our deck. And now we need to make the decision of, do we want to go this route? And I think I do because we didn't take much damage at all in that fight after healing. And we don't really need this campfire. It wouldn't do too much for us. it would help us upgrade our other body slam, but I don't think it's that. I think it's more pertinent that we get to this shop and remove something or potentially buy something that could help us. So I'm going to take this right path, and if we get really hurt in this elite fight, we can at least evacuate through here. So I think this is the safer path. We have pretty low max health, and I don't know that we want to risk dying. Is there a chance that we die to this next elite? Probably not, based on the elite pool. The chosen cheese will give us 1 max HP, which obviously we kind of need because we don't have much max HP, and if we get an unlucky draw where we're not blocking much, we could just die. And yeah, I'm cool with risking this, I think, because, well, which commons would we even want to add to our deck, right? Whoops. Hmm. We can get another body slam and Iron Wave. I wouldn't be upset about a bloodletting. Maybe we don't risk it because I do like I think there's a lot of good common cards for us here. And we get some things that can work for us. I definitely want to shrug it off. More card draw, more block. Can't complain too much. And we get another armaments, which I would like to upgrade. It's probably our top upgrading priority. Is there anything else? True Grit, exhaust 1 card at random. I would need to upgrade this, like I said before, to feel comfortable with taking it. None of the other cards really do a whole lot for us. Let's take armaments. Okay. I feel like that made us overall stronger. So actually, I'm completely okay with that. And it makes this a bit less risky. I don't know if I should play Drums of Battle. I'm thinking maybe no. I'd rather just take this turn. And... Do I play? No, I don't think there's any point. Okay, so we can pretty easily block here. We have a lot of our... we're going to carry over our energy into this next turn with Ice Cream, which is really cool. Or maybe I could have went for Unseizing Top and done some stuff with that. Okay, this is not a great turn. We don't have many ways to block at all. We would take 25 damage, and that would just hurt so much. Even with Meat on the Bone, it would just hurt too much. Let's see if we can't do something with this potion, because I'm not a fan of... Okay, well that really didn't do anything for us. So let's just do what we can here. That is going to be really bad for us in general. I don't even want to play that at this point. Should I just let the energy carry over? Because we might get Barricade, and I want to play all of these cards pretty much. Yeah, I'm just gonna let the energy carry over instead of playing Bash and Strike, because probably do more for us. So we got Barricade. Very good. That's exactly what we wanted. We got our armament. We got our negative pulse. We got a lot of things that we wanted here. So now we have a nice defense base piled up, probably to a point where he can't really catch up with us. So we can just keep kind of spamming our block until we get body slams, and that's kind of the beauty of what I've been going for in a lot of these combats. And this should just kill. Strangle is going to do work here. Okay. And we're going to heal to 42, so we're still pretty healthy. Centennial Puzzle. Ooh, that's really nice with our Hemokinesis, and it makes me more eager to take a Bloodletting if we find one, because It'll give us a really nice turn where we draw 3 and also get 2 energy. It'd be really strong. So Forgotten Ritual gives a lot of energy if you exhaust a card. In a way, it could synergize with Drums of Battle, or Drum of Battle. We don't have any other exhausts. I just don't see it giving us too much value. Even though with Ice Cream it's really good. Armaments, we already have armaments. I don't really feel the need. It won't do too much for us. And we don't have really an engine where we're like losing health consistently, and strength isn't our damage engine, so I don't think any of these are worth taking. Okay, let's see what the shop has for us. Ultimate Defend automatically caught my eye. I think it's really strong. I'd like to take Ultimate Defend, Bloodletting, and Shrug It Off. Do I have enough for that? That would be just barely enough, yeah. I want to take all 3 of these. I think they're all really good for us right now. Yeah. We could still remove a card, but I think getting these 3 rather than removing is better because we're adding 3 good cards rather than removing 1 bad one. I think that's a pretty good ratio. Let's just take these. I think that puts us in a better spot, and I feel confident against this elite fight, so let's just take it. We have the B. I think it's a really good fight for us, generally speaking. Let's see what happens. Not a good first turn, but actually not a bad first turn because it will also put us in meat on bone range. Let's do this. Or will it? No, it just barely didn't actually, so maybe not such a great turn for us. Okay, so we don't have Barricade active, so we don't really want to just give as much defense as possible. I'm thinking Grapple, Delay, and Iron Wave's a pretty good turn. We do some good damage, and we block completely. And we only put 2 more days into the pile. Okay, this could be an interesting turn. We hopefully can draw into Barricade. Well, no, we don't, but we can do some damage here. A lot of damage, actually. We hit for almost 50. And that's not good. So we won't die. We might need to rest at the next rest site, and we will heal up a fair bit. So actually, this isn't terrible. Would I rather play Countdown or Capture Spirit? I think now that we have Daze in our deck, having a bit more draw would make more sense. So let's play that. Alright, let's see what happens. That was not good for us at all. We definitely just need... Okay, we have the draw at least to survive, so that's cool. Okay, we're gonna win here for sure. But we're not healthy at this point, so we're gonna need to heal at the next spot because the Insatiable hits pretty hard on some turns. It's okay though. Festive Hopper is gonna be pretty useful in general in Act 3, I think. Stampede Plus. We usually don't have too many attacks left over in our hand if we have them, because we usually play Iron Waves, and we usually play our Body Slams. We usually play our Pommel Strikes too. I don't think it would actually see that much usage, even though it's upgraded. Sword Boomerang, we don't really have any synergies with multi-hitting. I don't really see the point in it for us right now. And Juggling, same logic as I mentioned before. I don't think it's improved for us in any way, so I'm just going to skip. And, okay. We do have cards that we definitely want to upgrade, but we're probably going to lose if we don't heal. So let's just heal. I think that makes way more sense. This combat is interesting for us, I think. I'm okay with just playing delay, because it does give us... Actually, would it even be worth... Then we could play body... Actually, I guess it is kind of worth it. It's basically doing one energy... Actually, let's apply the vulnerable to him early on. Him or her, I don't know. I think I have a bad habit of saying him. And then let's just do that, and we'll carry over the energy into the following turns. Okay, so we have our Frantic Escape. We probably want to play a few of them because our deck does take some time to ramp up. Ooh, that's nice actually. We got our Barricade. We're gonna take 1 damage here, but that's nothing too scary really. And we have a lot of our energy transferring over. So we can play pretty much everything we want to play here. We have our unupgraded armament, which we need to make a decision in terms of which card would be the most valuable upgrade, and I'm leaning on Countdown because I believe it gives 9. Yeah, that's pretty substantial. I think we can play most of our cards here. Hemo is probably good to play since we're going to be healing at the end of the act anyways. He's dealing 31 actually. That's a lot of damage. What do we want on top of our deck at the next turn? Probably something like... Ultimate Defend, 13 block for 1 energy is just really strong. And we actually do want to play the Bloodletting despite having no cards in our hand. Actually, that will give us the Ultimate Defend in our hand, yeah. I don't really care to play the Strike. I'd rather just have the energy carry over. Okay, so we have an interesting hand here. Obviously, we want to play our armaments. I was wondering if Frantic Escape would get upgraded there. I was thinking maybe we'd have an upgrade where you move back by 2. Let's play that. Do some damage, stack some defense. Let's see. We have a Body Slam in our hand, which is nice. We have 3 more turns of that. We almost do want to play the Frantic Escape as well. We don't have too much block. Okay, we need to make a decision in terms of should we play another Frantic Escape in this turn? And do we have the energy generation that we need to potentially play it in the future? I think it's worth it to almost set up block for the future turns here because we get a lot of block from that. And we're going to draw into our Frantic Escapes again for sure. Yeah, here we go. We got one. So that will help us a fair bit. Play this, play these. And now we have a lot of defense stacked up, and now we just want to play our Body Slams as much as possible. You can see here that we are in a spot where we'll be eaten soon. We'll probably want to defend twice here and play our Body Slam because we're going to lose a lot of our block here. Ooh, another one of these is actually a nice draw. I think I'd rather play that over the Pummel Strike just because we really are at risk of getting eaten because our deck does take time to ramp up. What do we even play here? God. Do we just play the 2 Frantic Escapes? Or at the very least we play 1. And then maybe a Shrug It Off? Ooh, that's good. So next turn... Within the next 2 turns, we're definitely going to pull another Frantic Escape. I'm okay with just letting the energy transfer over. Okay, so we have... He's dealing 30, So getting as much defense as possible here is probably a good idea. I'd like to apply more Doom, just because I think he'll probably die to Doom in the next turn, but that means we need another Frantic Escape to be played for sure. Should I headbutt just to ensure that we 100% get one? I think so. I think that's a good idea. Otherwise, or actually, what health is he at? 64? I could just put the Body Slam Plus at the top, and I think I'm confident that we will just kill next turn. Or at the very least, we'll find another Frantic Escape. And we did. Okay, so that's really good. And actually, we just win here. That's cool. So we win this combat, and we're moving on to Act 3. And I'll get to show you kind of what's been working for me. Goodbye. Alright, so that is the end of Act 2 on Ascension 10. I've been picking my card rewards usually at the start of the next video, but I'll just do it at the end here. I think that might be fine since it's still technically in Act 2 at this point. We have another Barricade, a Fiendfire, and a Mangle. I think we don't need Mangle. It is pretty good though, but it's single target. It takes a lot of energy that we probably don't have. Fiendfire just exhausts a bunch. It's good. It might be worth taking, but I actually think pretty much all of these cards in our deck have value, except for the strikes and defends, but they're a pretty small percentage of our deck now. It's 5 out of 30, so probably wouldn't be worth playing very much for 2 energy. And Barricade we already have, so that's actually going to be a skip for us, I think. Maybe it's worth to take another Barricade just to ensure we get it early, but it's not that important since we have card draw, and we're probably going to run into it a bit more often now. So I'm actually just going to skip. And I'm also going to end the video there before we go into Act 3. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.